Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Take guys, of course, here continuing the journey of Ben 10. This is Ben 10 Season 3 Episode 8 titled Super Alien Hero Buddy Adventures. That's a very long and interesting title for sure. I had to make sure I said that correctly as well. Super Alien Hero Buddy Adventures. Not sure what it means, but I'm excited to find out what it means because that is a really interesting title. But anyways, last week's episode, which for me was episode 7, but apparently was not intended to be episode 7 for me to view because apparently HBO Max once again had the episodes, I guess, out of order, at least in terms of the airing, because they have it, I guess, in production order for HBO Max, because Monster Weather, last week's episode, episode 7 for me, was supposed to be, I guess, episode 9 or 10 or something. I'm not really sure, but that's the order I've been following, so apologies if, you know, the mix-up or whatever is throwing you guys off. Now, I've heard a number of people say that Season 4, I guess the final episodes of actual Ben 10, the original series, is the first 4 episodes in Season 4 for HBO Max. Not really sure why that is, but if that's the case, of course, I will not be watching in that order, but I gotta triple and quadruple check and verify that's the case, because I don't want to really screw up and watch the ending first or whatever order they have for Season 4. Like, I want to make sure that does not happen. And I feel like it's kind of strange how HBO Max is kind of switching stuff up in terms of production order and airing order. That's really bizarre. But for me, Monster Weather, my last episode that I watched, I really enjoyed it. I had posted as a pinned comics. I forgot to mention during the video that I was terrified of tornadoes when I was younger, so if I would have seen this episode or watched Ben 10 back then, when it first aired and when I was younger, I feel like that episode would have been very different for me because I was terrified of tornadoes. But I like the concept of it being this weather machine that turned into being an evil, sentient, you know, being or whatever, creating weather and shit and causing mayhem. I thought it was a really interesting direction that the episode went, and an interesting villain for sure, because this show, I can't even talk today, it's been a really crazy day, so apologies, but Ben 10 has had a very, apologies, I seriously cannot talk today. What I'm trying to say, come on, is that Ben 10, this show, has had a huge variety of different types of enemies that Ben has faced, that fighting a weather, you know, system, this like robot thing, and it turns into this evil thing and it's creating weather and causing destruction, it's not too out of the realm of possibility for this show. So, you know, I can't really complain too much. So I'm gonna stop rambling because I seriously cannot talk today. Let's get into it now. Let's check out and see what this is all about. Super Alien Hero Buddy Adventures. Let's get into it and see the shows, guys. Let's go. What? Fiery buddy. Doggy buddy. Oh my god.
Ben, is it just me?
Oh, it's an animated show in their world.
Of your alien heroes.
I wouldn't expect you to appreciate Kangaroo Commando.
Oh no. Oh no.
Meet Tim Dean, creator of Super Alien Hero Buddy Adventures.
Oh, he's there. Uh-oh. Oh god.
Thanks for watching.
He doesn't seem too thrilled about his own show. Uh-oh, he's cutting the line.
You totally stole your here nose from
Yeah,
me.
exactly. Me. He almost exposed himself.
Fiery buddy.
They're gonna think he's a cosplayer, though. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's his hero! Wouldn't that burn him up?
Is that why you're trying to ruin my stunt show?
Oh my god. He ruined his stunt show? Oh boy. Now he has to fight him. Oh boy. Oh my god.
Now he has to ruin my live shows too. We're giving the public what they want.
He's playing it up. Yeah, play it up. Put on his show now. Awesome.
I'm gonna be Kangaroo Commando's partner.
More like his punching bag.
Yeah, his punching bag, yeah.
Kangaroo Commando isn't so much of a role.
Super alien hero buddies will bury you, and I'll be there kicking in the
Why does he have to
last
bury
man
one of...
dirt.
Okay, whatever.
Oh, Barry's.
That's a pretty intricate roller coaster. I'd ride it. No, that's actually real. Wait. What happened? Oh. Wait, where'd she come from? Who caught it? Forearms?
An extra hand?
Yeah, forearms.
I got 4.
The whole thing's falling apart. What happened? It's sabotage. Sabotage.
Could get in trouble ripping off Handy Buddy like that.
Oh my god, ripping off these kids. Exactly.
Why is he so upset? It's not like this is a
Because he's seeing you as this super alien show thing.
Doesn't this whole accident... how proud he must be.
No one saw that,
Why would
surprisingly.
I wanna blow up? Those aren't mine. I mean, the sketches are, but not the explosives.
Gentlemen, I believe
I don't know. He might have been self-sabotaging. I don't know.
It's a right-handed glove. Dean did all his sketches left-handed.
Hey, whose side are you on? Nice going, Gwen.
I mean, she might have a point though.
Made her away for good if you hadn't opened your big mouth. No way would Kangaroo Commando ever blow up his own ride.
But he's
I mean,
not Kangaroo Commando.
no.
He's an actor who
He's an
depends on
actor.
the safety
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to keep an eye on him.
Idiots. Luckily there's water. Let's see. What's that guy running back there for?
This has gone too far. It has to stop before someone gets hurt.
Who's he talking to?
Himself?
Oh, who was he talking to?
How original.
Time to accelerate.
And then when you save him, and you're not going to accelerate, but even if you're trying to save him, he's like, "What are you doing?" Wait,
Kangaroo Commando?
how is he there and
How can
the
that be
actor?
in two places
What?
at once?
It's actually Godzilla. It really is. Breathing fire and all. Plant guy.
Did you kidnap Mr. North?
You
No.
overgrown weed.
No.
He kidnapped me.
Okay, so figure it out. Come on. Go Gwen. That was risky. Jesus. So what's really going on here? I'm so confused.
I told him this had gone too far.
Wait, told who?
His twin brother?
Oh my god, there's a twin brother. I was like, what's the reveal
I'm the
here?
real Kangaroo Commando. Can't anybody come up with anything original in Hollywood?
That's a good point.
But now the world will know at last.
His own brother. Doesn't really care. Doesn't care, I guess.
Nothing will stop me from getting my revenge.
Nothing. Nothing. They always say that. They always say that. There you go. You're gonna throw your brother? You're gonna say, okay? About to say, you're really gonna do that? He can actually fight. Be careful. There you go. You're gonna throw Ben off there? Wow. Had to do it. Had to do it.
Looks like we both can get the job done. Those super alien hero buddies of yours aren't half bad.
They're still a
You think
ripoff,
so?
though.
Because Kangaroo Commando.
Sorry I'm late, but we're all
He was gone the whole
ready to hit
episode.
the road again. Thought Ben might like them. They reminded me of his aliens.
Grandpa!
Handy Buddy. I did not expect that the title of this episode was in reference to a show that was created within the world of Ben 10, and this animated show was ripping off some of Ben's aliens he can turn into and changing their names and coming up with these really horrible villains that the aliens faced. And it wasn't like where essentially you had someone turning into all these different aliens, because the world doesn't know that all these different aliens are seeing throughout the news or whatever in terms of all the aliens Ben can turn into. They don't realize it's one centralized person using a device to transform it all at once. So literally the show just has 3 of his aliens as these heroes that go against these really terrible villains. And it's very interesting for sure. And I love how Ben is in shock Gwen shows him this. I wonder how long like this show had been airing or something. I guess it must have been like a brand new show or whatever. But it seemed like it was a pretty big thing, that some sort of event they were at in this episode, implying that the show was pretty successful. At least it was getting really successful at the point. But he was just shocked. He's like, what? He's like, someone's going to pay for this. So the creator, the guy who ripped off this whole idea essentially to create this show, was there signing autographs, and he just acted like he didn't give a shit. Like, he was like, thanks for watching. Sounds like to me you're not really too thrilled to be there to see your fans for your ripped off show, but okay. Ben storms up to the front and confronts this guy. Now, Ben almost gives himself away. Like, you're copying me. That was me. Like, I mean... And I thought it was really funny because he's so mad and he's so, like, frustrated that someone's doing this to, like trying to profit and trying to create something off of what essentially who he is, essentially using the Omnitrix and everything, that he almost reveals himself to like say, you're ripping off me, that's me. But luckily he stops himself. And it was so funny how the three aliens they use for the show, they had people like dressed up in like these cosplays or whatever, or these like they're dressed as the characters or whatever. That was a really funny touch as well, to see like their little interpretation, like because the animation and their actual costumes or whatever are pretty close, because like I'm assuming it's widely spread throughout the news. Even though they haven't really covered this too much, the implication is that because Ben is seen as all these different kind of aliens, that there's probably photographs and all this kind of stuff, so it's, you know, the guy could just, you know, draw out exactly what it looks like for the different aliens. So I guess that works out for his sense. We also get introduced to a hero of Ben and a television actor who plays a character called Kangaroo Commando. I believe that's the character name. Ben is obsessed with this guy. Says, he inspired me to be a hero. And I'm thinking, we're 3 seasons in, so we're now hearing about this guy. We're over like 3.5 seasons in at this point. And we're just now hearing about this guy called Kangaroo Commando, but it is what it is. Because I honestly would have thought if this was such a centralized, focused character that was very important to Ben, that he would have popped up sooner. But I guess they just didn't have an idea for it at the time, back, you know, like earlier on when the show was being developed and everything. They probably didn't have an idea of a Kangaroo Commando. And of course, the camera goes out. Anyways, continuing what I was saying, they probably just didn't have an idea, but now they did and all that. The storyline for this with Kangaroo Commando and the creator of this super alien, you know, hero show ripping off Ben's stuff, they're at war with each other, and then the reveal of who's actually behind all this, I think, was really interesting, because I'm like, where is this going? Because we see the actor who plays Kangaroo Commando. I think his name is Dean or something. I forget his name, but whatever. Or maybe that might have been the creator, the whatever, the artist. Regardless, we had him going back and forth with the creator and everything, and Ben siding with him, and then Gwen's trying to figure all this stuff out. I'm thinking, where are we going with this? Because like when they're saying, we're going to premiere this new episode of the show, and then it cuts to the guy hanging over a vat of like chemicals, and then the artist is captured, and he's hanging over the chemical stuff too, but there's also somebody dressed up as Kangaroo Commando. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm thinking, okay, is there a stunt double? But it turns out, no, it's Kangaroo Commando's twin brother with a mustache. I'm like, okay, that's the direction we're going with this. He has a mustache, and he's evil, because he's like, I didn't get the credit because I did all this stuff, and I created all these gadgets, and all of it was stolen. I'm like, okay. Because I was like, I like the fact that it was a mystery, right? And they kept you like guessing, okay, because I'm thinking maybe this artist guy really did, like, maybe he really did tamper with the roller coaster, but that'd be a lot of work. But someone who created all the gadgets, that would make sense for the evil twin brother to sabotage that giant roller coaster. But I like how they had it going back and forth as a real mystery, to where it could really be anybody. It could literally have been a fake body hanging over the vat of acid, and because he wasn't speaking, he barely made any noise until he was rescued by Gwen, who like really did a risky situation there, because she could have easily fell off trying to save him. She would have fell in. She could have easily fell in, but thankfully not the case. But we had the artist being like, oh, save me, like he's speaking like, so maybe that's a fake body. It's like a dummy, it could have been, I don't know. And right before all this too, it's easily Godzilla's head. Godzilla's head pops up and roars, kind of like Godzilla spitting fire. I'm like, it's an homage to Godzilla. I mean, it's pretty close, but I mean, it's Godzilla. I thought that was odd, but I like the fact that it was just in the mix. Like, it just felt kind of random, and I'm like, hey, you know, what are you gonna do? Of course, we had the whole thing where the twin brother, of course, reveals himself, and then he kidnaps both his brother and the artist, and then they're on top of this like sphere-looking thing that's high above off the ground, and he's about to throw his brother off. And then when Ben turns back into Ben from being what was it, Ripvine or Wildvine, something. Sorry, apologies. It's been a long day, so trying to remember names for aliens. It's not gonna happen today. Apologies. But he holds up Ben like he's gonna throw Ben. I'm like, what are you doing? You gonna kill the kid? I mean, you're gonna kill your brother. Now you're gonna kill the kid? All right. But of course he didn't do that. And then of course he punches his evil brother in the face. His evil twin brother with the mustache. A little bit of, I think it was like a color difference in his hair or something. Knocks him out. Crowd goes, woo! And then of course at the end you have Kangaroo and Commando and the artist kind of going, you know what? You're not bad. You're not bad either. Because they hated each other before this. So I'm wondering if we're going to ever address that show again. Probably not, in terms of like addressing the Super Alien, the ripoff show. I'm wondering if they're going to, if they do, they're going to bring in more characters that they can use. Because I'm assuming the show would have to introduce more of the aliens, I would think. I don't know. Maybe it's like I'd stick with 3. Just the 3. Interesting choice for the 3 though. I mean, it makes sense because they are amongst the ones that are the most used by Ben. In terms of forearms, in terms of heat blast, is it right? Heat blast, and I forget what the one is. The other one, they called it Doggy Buddy or something. I forget what the one is, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I thought it was a really interesting concept, and they handled it pretty well in terms of trying to go, because they even made a point about Hollywood. Can Hollywood even makes anything in the original anymore? I'm like, it's a good question, because there's a lot of stuff that's being made right now that is not original. Like it's based off a book, it's based off a comic book, it's based off something else. Like it's a reboot, blah blah blah, sequels. There's not a lot of original stuff being made. But I like that they covered that, and also went kind of meta with their own show, where we're watching an animated show, and then we're also now seeing an animated show within the animated world that's based off of Ben's characters, or the aliens he can turn into. I felt like that was just like an extra layer of like, this show can do that, because literally we had a couple episodes ago where Ben and Gwen were transferred into a video game. So the show can do that. The show can add in an animated show within the animated world of it all. So I thought that was really funny. Grandpa Max, one last thing here. Grandpa Max was barely in the episode. He popped up in the very beginning and at the very end. He was just like, I guess they really didn't know what to do with him in this episode. It makes sense, because with Grandpa Max there, it would have been someone else to kind of try to figure out a solution to what was happening. But I kind of like how it was just Ben and Gwen trying to figure out the mystery of what was happening. I feel like that was probably the best approach, because I'm not sure what Grandpa Max could have done in this episode in terms of like helping out the mystery. Because Grandpa Max is smart as hell. He was a plumber, so I felt like he might have figured this out way sooner than they did, or at least he would start piecing stuff together sooner. So having Ben and Gwen instead of him being there and just kind of them working together, I think it worked over a little bit. Or them just kind of having the story together and him kind of being off. Of course, he buys the toys based off the show. Reminds me of your aliens. Like, of course, because it's ripping them off. Were you not paying attention, Grandpa? Were you not paying attention? Anyways, that's the video. Sorry for the issues and the flubbing. It's been a day. It really has been a day, and I'm ready for it to be over. Anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.